I'm excited because you have this new song out right now, Cars and Trucks. It's the second single off of Neon Hallelujah. Talk about your sound, though. People just tend to put you as a country music artist. Do you have a way, though, that you describe the music you make?
Yeah, I've always been I had a great love for country music, and I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, but really kind of started listening to music in the 90s, and I always like 90s rock. So all that kind of combined, I feel like it kind of adds to the sound of my music. I was a big Matchbox 20 fan, Goo Goo Dolls, and then got into Garth Brooks, and then Alan Jackson in the 90s and 2000s, and along came like Lone Star and all those acts. So all those I think combined in one is really. But I mean, I do still say I'm a country artist. But I mean, if someone asked me, if the Goo Goos asked me to front the Goo Goo Dolls for like a trip, I would be all about it. I love rock and roll.
Clearly, those are some artists that influenced you when you were growing up. Were there some others?
Yeah, I love Garth. I loved Alan Jackson, George Strait, Tim McGraw, and Chesney are probably two of my favorite country acts. But I love the '90s rock era. I think that's the greatest music of all time. From the '90 to '99, I mean, that's when I was in high school and college, and music CDs were popular, and really where I kind of started digging deep into my listening collection. But when I was in college, it was back in '02 is when I picked up guitar. So after the '90s, and so when I started, teaching myself to play guitar, once I found acoustic, I kind of would gravitate back towards the '90s. Some of my favorite songs, and so yeah, I've got a lot of acts that have been I've just looked up to through the years. McGraw and Chesney and Garth are probably my top three.
This song is such a fun summer single. What made you decide to release it as the second track off Neon Hallelujah?
I love the song as well. When I first heard, I didn't write it. A friend of mine pitched it to me when I was actually cutting my record, and it was just a hooky. It was just very catchy, and the hook. I love the melody of the song, and so I started testing live at my shows. I play shows all over every weekend, and so it's always great to have a new song to put in the set list. And so we started testing this song out, and I just started getting really great feedback on it. It was fun to play, and I knew that eventually I would put it on a record, and I did, and I knew eventually it'd be a single. So we shot the video, and it's just been great. So it's got about almost 40,000 views on Facebook right now. So I've had a lot of great fan support on it. But like I said, it's a very fun song to play live with my band. We love the song, and I think everybody can relate to it. I mean, every car has a story, and it's I got lucky and got to record it.
What has been the fan response been like from you for you?
It's been very positive. I love that. I've got a lot of loyal diehard fans on the road that have really uh, grown into our music and our catalog. I've got 6 different albums out of Nashville, so this is my most recent that came out last year, and it's a fan favorite song. I mean, it's about the seventh song on our set list. So we really love playing it live, and folks just it's funny because I've got songs on my record, and every fan has like their favorite song, but this is the majority of everybody's favorite. So that's one of the reasons why we actually cut the shot a video for it to kind of bring the song to life.
I was going to ask how the video plays into the message behind it.
We took the video to our producer Stormlight Pictures, and I was like, we have no idea the story behind how we want to bring this song to life. And he thought of an old auto salvage lot down the road from my house, and the video I thought really brought the song to life because every car has a story, and it was just a very eerie backdrop. And I love the way the video which where we shot the video just kind of brought the song to life because, like you said, every car, no matter where you go, has a story inside the car, and so we tried to use the car lot as a way to bring the lyric out of the song. And so I thought it conveys the message, about just just how we shot the video. So he knocked it out of the park. I loved it.
Jeremy Busey, Jace Hine, and Jason Duke wrote this particular song. But what's your songwriting process typically? Do you have one where you need to have music before you can craft lyrics, or is there not one every single time?
Yeah, it really just depends. Most of the time, an idea comes first, and then music comes second. But there are times if you get a melody or something, that you'll, um, that you'll start kind of doing this the writing at the same time. But most of the time I'm driving down the road, riding down the road, or I'm talking to somebody or a fan, they say something that jogs my memory, or a cool song title that I really, really like. And I'll just write that down or send it to a guy I co-write with, and we'll
Okay.
kind of go from there. But most of the time, it's just word of mouth, talking to people at shows and meet and greets, and finding catchy song titles. And so that's kind of where it starts for me.
How much of a hand then when it comes to the production side of the music you make do you have?
I have session players that play for me, and I have a producer that works for me. But I mean, I do have kind of the final say so. They send me the final mix. I'm kind of like yay or nay, or should we change this? Should we bring up the guitar here? So I am pretty hands on, and kind of right with a producer. I guess you could say I'm a co-producer of my record, because I mean I'm not really telling them where to push the buttons, but I definitely have the final sign off of the songs. So I try to. I'm pretty picky when it comes to that, but most of the guys that I work with really know what I look for when I cut a song, and good sharp vocals, and we take a lot of time on them. So by the time they get to the final sign off, I'm usually pretty excited, and pretty happy with what they've got.
Okay. With Neon Hallelujah out, you talked a little bit about how Cars and Trucks is a big one for when you're performing live, but what are some of the other singles off this album that are big fans for live shows?
Well, I actually got to record with the Oak Ridge Boys on this record. I cut "Amazing
Mhm.
Grace" on the record, which was a huge career step for me. I met them a few years ago. We became friends, started supporting each other's music, and they just kind of took me under their wing. And one day asked them if they would record a song with me. And we cut "Amazing Grace." That's on the album. That's obviously probably my number one fan favorite right now.
Sure.
Um, Getting to, that now they're retiring from the road, which makes it even more sentimental. But also a song called "Panama City Six Packs" on the record, one of my all-time favorite songs I've recorded. "Neon Hallelujah," the title track, is a song that we had on CMT. It's the first single off the record. And then I've got a song called "Let Love Down." Got a song I wrote called "Country Thing," "All Night Kiss." Those are all songs I play in my set list right now that are big time fan favorites. And so it's really hard to pick a favorite, but they've all been just they've just been great for a live show, especially the Oak Ridge Boys single. I'll actually play the track, and I actually bring their vocals into the show, and I'll sing over top. So it's really cool how we were able
Cool.
to work that out. Yeah. So really, it kind
No
of sounds
wonder
like they're
it's a
there.
fan favorite. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. It sounds like they're there. It's kind of cool.
Oh my goodness. So I have to ask you then, with this album out now, what's next for you? Are you starting to tour? Are you even crafting new music at this point?
Yeah, I am touring. I've just got back from the weekend road actually yesterday, so I'm gearing up for the Fourth of July show in Danville, Kentucky on Thursday. And so, I will start dabbling into a new record this fall. I've cut a couple songs already, but I've been so busy touring, I haven't really had time to really sit down and listen. But I have listened some, so I'm hoping to put out a new album by next year. And usually, every album I put out, puts me on a ride for about 2 years. And so this is the second year off of Neon Hallelujah. So, and we're still gaining momentum. So it's been great. The videos keep coming. I'll shoot probably two more videos off this record as well. But Cars and Trucks right now is doing great, and all of our fans love it. So it's been really exciting to see people talk about it on the road at meet and greets.
What does it mean to you to be getting more and more recognition for the incredible music that you make?
It's very humbling. I mean, I started from the bottom. I grew up on a tobacco farm, didn't play any music growing up as a kid, sang to the radio like we all do. But when I got in college, I found a guitar after the death of my grandmother, which started my career, and I just built it from ground one. Just just really going out and shaking hands, and playing every show I could get. And so I played over 3,000 shows. So you can imagine the people I've met, stories I've got, and I'll just keep that rolling. I've got 40 shows left for the year. I'll probably add another 25 or 30. So it's been a great year.
What can fans expect from a live JD Shelburne performance?
High energy, original songs, lots of fun. I do throw a couple covers in at the end, usually songs that I listened to growing up as a kid. But a lot of high energy. I love playing my songs. I love just, if I'm not soaked off the stage when I'm done, like, it wasn't a great show for me. So I'm always I give a lot of energy, and that's one thing why people tell me they keep coming back, is because my energy is infectious, and they love that. So I try to stay I try to stay, very entertaining. I think you have to be not only a great vocalist but an entertainer. I think entertaining is what keeps people coming back and makes a concert a great concert. So, and obviously you have to feel the music to get there. So, but we play. I'm playing probably, I mean, 17, 18 original songs in a 20 song set list. So, it's actually the toughest part of my set list is trying to figure out what songs I want to do. Because I've just got so many, and
Good.
lots have fan favorites. Yeah, which
That's a
it's a
good
good problem
problem
to
to
have.
have.
Yeah. So.
We talked about Goo Goo Dolls, we talked about Matchbox 20, and certainly the Oak Ridge Boys. Is there a dream collaboration you have in mind?
Yeah, if I could record with McGraw or Chesney, those two are my. I've been listening to both of those since I was a kid. And then I mean, obviously Garth, of course, but yeah, I mean, if Tim McGraw like called me and said, "Come to the studio," I might have a heart attack before I even get it there. So maybe one day I'll get to do that.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible music that you make?
Yeah, just a humble thank you for the support on the road. I mean, our fans propel us to our dreams, and I've been doing this artist thing since 2005 and really serious since '08. So I've just got so many great loyal supporters, and that's why we keep going. I mean, we have if people keep coming to our shows and people keep buying our merch, they keep buying my album. It's just been such a fun, rewarding career. It's been a lot of hard work. I mean, I've really worked super hard at this. I've catered my entire life around it for over 15, 20 years. And so, but I'm just now starting to really, reap the rewards. And it's just, I'm very thankful to fans that, I mean, I've just got so many fans that come to my shows that I've gotten to know as friends. And so, nothing was handed to me. So I've learned that, I've gained everything through hard work and fan support. So just grateful.